we find ourselves in another situation here in episode 2 of our Humankind closed beta, little run through. The enemy that we found and crushed before has actually updated themselves to the ancient era as well. They're playing as the Nubians, and we can see them right here. And, well, if you have a look at our treaties, we tolerate skirmishes. And, well, they're sitting on a river right here. And I have an army that can go and crush face. So that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to... Oh, they're actually not. They're just going to straight up run away. I could fight, but if I fight with this army, I will probably lose because I'm already weakened here. But just trying to keep them away from this area would be quite nice, I think. They're not going to be able to pass me as long as my unit is here. So it might end up just staying there on the permanence. I could spend 70 to grab this. That's not a terrible idea. It would only be 20 to grab that, though. I think that might actually be what you're going to do. You're going to go next turn and grab this lovely Vinakunka. But yeah, just thought I'd bring you in to have a look at this guy. Maybe we'll have a battle with him next turn. We'll see. So, they have done something very interesting. They have created themselves a little outpost here in Sham. But their army is still stood on this river. So, we are going to fight them. Manual battle, and of course, I'm going to start deployment on top of this hill. They're probably going to move to here. I don't think they can get up onto this hill. But right now, I'm absolutely going to be waiting and seeing what they do. They're going to retreat to their own hill? Okay. Thing is, if I move forward... They're defending, so they could just sit back and do nothing. I do not want to attack them. And so I actually lose the fight. Balls. Well, I am going to go and grab this. 818 is tempting. I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab this. It's not a bad city. A lot of production. But we're going to leave it at that. You're also going to heal. Next turn, you're going to move back south. Or I could move over here and try and grab this. It would be 80 influence. Or perhaps cheaper once this is complete. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see.
The world is full of new opportunities, is it not?
And we also find the Olmecs. I accept. The Olmecs being over here. We've now found them. Well, I need to get out of their territory, but it's fine for now. One more thing before I leave. We can build an Egyptian pyramid, and yeah, I think it's tempting to put it here, because then we can surround it, but we do also have the silk, which I'm not a fan of killing. I think it's probably fine. We'll build that there. Alright, end turn then. So, I bring you back a couple of turns later, and they have turned this into a city, and they also have 4 units on my borders. We can easily take care of one, but not all of them. So what we're going to do is... Not that. What I'm going to do is... merge my units. I think that's what I've done. It's kind of hard to get out of this battle mode. There we go. We can merge it like that. Kind of awkward that I can't see everything. And we are going to attack this unit right here. He's run away. Can I attack this one? No, he also runs. He runs behind me. I feel like this is an exploit. I do feel like this is an exploit. The fact that he's run so far behind my lines is, in my opinion, kinda bullshit, not gonna lie. I kinda find that a bit bullshit. But yeah, I'll bring you back to see what becomes of that. Alright, so I have a plan. I know that there are 2 units of Nubian infantry, or scouts I should say, inside my borders. They're not allowed to be inside my borders if it is a part of a city. So right now I just have the city of Memphis. However, what we can do is attach Kochab to Memphis, and that will make this entire region be a part of the Memphis city. With that, they're no longer allowed to be here. They're probably not going to get kicked out, but it does mean that they can't enter in without declaring war, which will give us quite a good bit of forewarning. Meanwhile, I am going to start marching at least... No, let's actually bring both. Let's bring both up. Next turn... I did say both. Next turn, we are going to build a city, or an outpost, right here. And then claim this region for ourselves as well. I feel like it needs to be done to stymie the tide of evil. It's only going to cost me 30 as well, which is not bad. Alright, lovely stuff. So, we have a battle. Because they're in my territory here, we've just taken this area. I am going to initiate a battle, and we'll see what comes of it. It seems like they are standing and fighting this time, and they're taking the hill. Which is slightly unfortunate for us. If they take this hill, it means we can't take their capture point without having a massive disadvantage upon us. So, we'll see what we can do. It is a huge disadvantage to not have the hill. So his combat strength is 18 versus our 15. We could change that to being slightly more in our favor if we let him attack us. I'm going to move in. I'm not going to attack. Because then my men can perhaps jump off on this hill next turn. And we would have the advantage. Alright, now I've got a 14 versus their 13 because I have 1 level of veterancy in this unit. I'm going to do mad damage to him, very nice. Doing this would be kind of suicide, so what I'm actually going to do is back up one. If he wants to take his capture point back, then we can fight him down the hill. That's exactly what he has done. But he does not want to do anything else. Well, with that in mind, I'm going to attack downhill, do mad damage to him, and then I'm going to almost finish him off. Hopefully I have one more turn. I think I do? No, I don't think I do. I need to end my turn. Well, next turn we'll finish him off. Meanwhile, Memphis, I would like you, my good sir, to build me another Egyptian pyramid. We're gonna build that one right there. I'm not worried about making a Maker's Quarter first. I think we'll be alright on that one. And then after that, it's going to make the Palisade. And I think that'll be nice. Alright, back into the battle now. All we need to do is wipe you out. Maybe I should have done it with you. Maybe get you a bit of veterancy. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's fine. But we won the battle at Lilyboria. My population's war support against the Nubians increased by a little bit. But we may need to worry about this. Also, I've sold some salt to the Olmecs. That's nice. Right, with that in mind, I'm going to do nothing but end the turn. Alright, and another skirmish with the Nubians. We are going to wipe these guys out. Start off with an attack by my scouts. That'll give you a bit of damage. And 12 versus 12. Sorry, 13 versus 13. My apologies. Do some damage to you. In your turn, you are going to do what now? Run away. A wise choice.
Come over here. Off we go.
If you attack, there's a chance, I think, that we'll wipe them out. Nope. But now you can wipe them out and hopefully get some veterancy. Fantastic. Now, this is not without its diplomatic problems. Or if we look at this, they have quite a lot of grievances against me. This is raising their war support, and they may declare war upon me. my own war support is also going up because they keep on trespassing, and we are not a fan of that. Again, he's got another scout trespassing within my territory, and we're just going to have to keep killing them if they keep coming back. This is how it is. But yeah, looking kind of interesting. Looking kind of interesting. This situation is going to test us, I think. So, we've had some skirmishes with the Nubians, but now they've saw fit to send actual soldiers our way, and this would be devastating if they were to attack us. So I think, Memphis, it is time for you to start creating some archers and some soldiers of our own. Of course, every time I build a unit, I am actually taking a real pop from the city, but at this point, it looks like it is going to be necessary. It may also be a good idea to create a garrison point, and I'm thinking creating a garrison point right here would not be a terrible idea. If these guys weren't here, having this in place would be absolutely phenomenal. Oh, do I want to put this in first? I could spend a turn creating, you know, it up to here, and then pay for the rest of it, meaning it would only take one turn to build. Therefore, if we do have an attack, I can hide in the garrison. That is actually a not terrible idea. I think I'm going to do that. It also gives me +5 stability, which would be quite nice. But yeah, that's the plan. You're just going to continue to sit and heal up. And I also have created myself another outpost here in Bekdu, in this little lovely valley right here. I noticed that the Olmecs were pushing quite hard over here. They have horses, they've taken whatever this special resource is, and I just wanted to make sure that they weren't going to be cutting me off. So Bekdu is mine, and the plan is going to be to explore with this guy up in the northern reaches, maybe find myself some regions to take, potentially taking this and the horses here, especially having another unknown resource, would not be a terrible idea. We'll work on it, we'll work on it. So, we have some options right now. We have, of course, mentioned that the Olmecs have created a border post here on our border. What we could potentially try is asking if they would kindly give me Swolakeen. Let's give it a shot. If they say no, that wouldn't be amazing. But let's see if they will acquiesce to my demands. And they have. Swolakeen is now ours, including the saffron, including whatever this unknown resource is. And that is actually kind of beautiful. That makes me think I want myself a second city, but I'm not sure where I want it. I think Memphis is clearly going to take Nash and Liliboria. Maybe Bekdu could be a second city, and it could take Swolakeen under itself and start expanding up into the north. That is a potential idea. Alternatively, Swolakeen could be a city, taking Nash and Bekdu, and then Memphis could take Liliboria. That's also an option, but I'm not sure just yet. We'll have to work on it. Thankfully, the Nubians have not moved in anymore. They are just sitting still, doing nothing at all. It's great. It's good stuff. Because of just how influential and amazing my civilization is, we have actually got the ability to unlock a Civic. Now, having a look at here in the legitimacy area, we could make it so that attaching outposts and absorbing cities is cheaper by 20%. That is very tempting at all, indeed. But I'm thinking our founding myth here is even more interesting. If I spend 30 influence now, I get +5 influence on the main plaza, which means in a mere 6 turns it will have paid for itself and then be just a good source of influence throughout the game, and I think I am going to go for it. It also brings us closer towards progress, which will increase the amount of science we get in our cities and outposts, which is also kind of nice. The alternative is faith, which is cool, but I like influence, so we're going to go for that right now. We've also finished the construction of our garrison here, which is great because as soon as my archer is completed, he's actually going to spawn here and we'll have an army on the border ready as soon as we need him, which is quite fantastic. And as we were just talking about faith, we have the chance to form our own religion. I think we're going to go with polytheism, because I like polytheism. I have no real attachment to anything really, but I like the idea of polytheism. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to have a look at our religion and actually rename it. Egyptians polytheism sounds kind of terrible. How about a bit of Lambertism? I'm happy with this. This is much better. We're also converting our regions to Lambertism, although it needs to update a little bit. There we go. We're converting to Lambertism across the continent, which I do find quite delightful. I believe if we have a look in Memphis as well, we can start the production of an obelisk of the gods. It would increase my stability by 20, and as such I think it is a really good idea. I think it would be kind of funny if I put it looking over the enemy's territory. I would find that kind of fun. But we're not going to. We're instead going to put it in the shadow of Vitikunka, the first wonder of the world that we actually discovered. And that's going to take 7 turns for us to build. If we had a second city, we could get the second city to also work on this construction. But alas, right now this is all we have available, which is fine. It's good. Everything is going pretty well. All right, lovely stuff. So we have an event in Memphis to have a look at, a melody for every occasion. In the teeming, iconic city of Memphis, musicians are celebrated, part of the local culture with a long history in holy rites. They bring nobility to religious rituals, jollity to palace celebrations, smiles to the sick and ailing, courage to marching armies, and distraction to the gods. Alas, they are still too small in number, especially the good ones. And now, word of their renown has reached across the empire. Lords, priests, commanders, among others, are grousing that their city deserves such artists too. How will I satisfy them? So I could make Parsimonious in Memphis for 10 turns, give me more money but less science, or I could spend 60 gold and get a plus 10 industry boost, which does sound quite lovely, so I will be taking that. Thank you very much. That production boost has lowered the amount of time it takes for me to construct our holy site, by a turn, which is lovely. I do enjoy that. And we can think about what we next want to do. I do want to boost the amount of farmers I have in Memphis. It is not looking hot when it comes to farmery. So we'll work on that. We'll work on that after we've done this. Meanwhile, I've got my little army stationed in the garrison, and the scouts are marching north because I would like to explore a bit more of the northern area. So we'll get all that. We have found some independent peoples to the north. This little tribe based out of Fledge Tonte has a bunch of chariots, and they scare me very, very much. So I've run away. We have created the outpost of Plautos, which is in a relatively food-deprived area, but it is got a lot of industry. So if we can maybe create the city of Bekdu, attach this area to it, we should have quite a big booming industry, which would be quite nice. We'd also get the Artisan's Quarter immediately on this Sage for 32 influence, but I do really want to save my influence up just a bit, just so I can grab the necessary territory, because I think expansionism is probably going to be wise in this early area. We do have a much larger army now facing us down in from the Nubians, so more troops would actually probably be a good idea as well. We'll work on that too. It's torn in many different directions at the same time. It's kind of awkward. As I suspected, these horrifically awful independent peoples have attacked us. And we're going to try and retreat because, yeah, my one scout is not going to be able to fight their... Well, I believe it is 2 chariots. Unfortunately, it's not showing me because of reasons. But I believe it is 2 chariots, and we're going to just straight retreat from this. And hopefully they don't chase me down and murder my face, because that would be rough. Perhaps in my turn, it may be possible for me to burn down this? I don't know. Either way, moving up north with more scouts is maybe a good idea. Could build an outpost here. That would give us access to copper and some more sage. I think that's a good idea. Getting myself a source of copper is definitely wise. And Baekdu can attach to that as well, or we could attach it to Memphis as well. Who knows? Alright. I feel like maybe I need to make a new city before I expand any further. Right now, though, Alioth is mine. Unfortunately, just one end turn away, and they have attacked me again, and I'm unable to retreat. So in a manual battle, we'll give it a go, end our deployment, and we see that they actually have archers. Which we will probably die to. Oh, they also have a chariot. So yeah, probably gonna need an actual army to deal with this. Running away isn't possible.
All together.
And it is a loss. We're gonna have to deal with that. We are definitely gonna have to deal with that. That is rough. Alright. We also have a treaty. A non-aggression pact from the Nubians wouldn't actually be the worst thing in the world. I am worried about my southern border from the Nubians. If they have a non-aggression pact with me, that may allow me to actually bring my army from the south to go and deal with the barbarians in the north. I accept.
Accepted. With pleasure.
I accept. We're going to start working on fighting some barbarians. Thank you kindly for that. That's very, very handy indeed. Alright, we are ready to make our second city. Now, we have options, right? We have Memphis right now. Memphis is, I think, probably going to be a nice size and a nice shape if we integrate Nash and Liliboria. That leaves us with some options up in the north. We could make Baekdu, which would be able to integrate with Alioth and Plautius, and also Suolokine. Or we could do Plautius, which could maybe annex into Phaistos in the north. That's potentiality as well. Or perhaps we end up conquering Phaistos, and we need, to have this be a city on its own, and that could attach to Alioth and Plautius. In which case, maybe something in the south would make more sense. It is very strategic. I don't know what I want to go with just yet. There's also another option where I take both of these and make a city here, and that could integrate with Baekdu and Suolokine. These could all integrate together. There's a lot of options. There is a lot of options. I think I'm going to go with my original plan and make Baekdu a city. Should I build the artisan? I'm going to build the artisan's quarter as well. Just straight up take that and then become a city. Thebes is created. Now, we can't make any more cities because we have a maximum cap of 2 cities total. Right now, this can go up in through, I think, technology and some civics. So that's not a permanent cap. But that's all we can do right now. Since we get 80 influence, we can attach maybe Suolokine. But right now, we're looking good with just Thebes. And Thebes has got decent amount of food, decent amount of industry. I'm not too unhappy with either of those things. I would like perhaps to get this Egyptian pyramid up and going. Best place for it would be around here. I'm not quite sure. We could turn on yields. Having it up here would be very, very nice. Maybe we make a maker's quarter here. Next turn we build the pyramid here. We could also immediately buy out the maker's quarter for not a massive amount of money. Either way, we've also accepted religious rights, or unlocked the ability to get religious rights, though I cannot afford the influence cost of it, so we're going to just put you aside for now. Good stuff. Yet again, the Mauryans this time have taken land upon my border. Though right now they actually have more fame than me. I don't think they are going to accept. However, we have also got enough era points such that we can go to the next era ourselves. So how about we have a look at what our abilities are, in order to ascend to the next era. We could be Greek, for example, getting more science and unlocking the hoplite. Or we could be Carthaginian, modifying all constructible buyout cost by -50%, which is honestly really very tempting. We could also unlock the war elephant. Very, very tempting. We could be the Goths, more combat strength from ransacking. I don't do too much ransacking, so I'm not too fussed by that. The Maya are good at industry themselves. That's a very, very, very good bonus. I'm tempted by that. The Achaemenid Persians have +2 city caps, so we could build 2 more cities. And they also have the Immortals, which are very, very good. That 28 strength is tempting indeed. The Romans have Praetorian Guards, but these are very late on in the tech tree. I'm not sure if I'm going to be working on that. But it will allow us to have bigger armies as well. I'm very tempted by the Achaemenids. Celts, unfortunately, we cannot take, nor the Huns, nor the Mauryans, as these are already taken. Huns, of course, having much stronger cavalry. The Celts having more food. I'm tempted by the Achaemenid Persians. I think that may be exactly up my alley. The Satrap's Palace, you get money per number of trade routes, more influence per adjacent district. It's very tempting. As are the Maya, though. I don't know what I want to go with. There's always the Romans. There is always the Romans. I am going to go with... You know what? Just, I love Rome. I love Rome. Rome is great. Let's be Roman. Now, the Babylonians have decided to make themselves known. Hello, Burke Black. I will accept this. And we need just to move you. Let's move you a bit north. We have an urgent matter. A game of prophecy with the Empire thriving. A new game hailing from a foreign land beguiles the population. Everywhere you go, distinctive game board and pieces catching your eye. Insisting on a public demonstration, you play the game under the instruction in your palace court, but the event has a sting in the tail. The game is reckoned to be a form of divination as well as entertainment. Gasps could be heard as the game's prophecy became clear. You are fated to lose everything. What will I do? Well, I could silence it for 80 gold, maybe become defiant for negative stability, or lose science every turn. I'm going to silence it. We have a lot of money right now, so that seems like the most wise option for me. And with that, we will end the turn and become... will I become Roman first? Yeah, let's become Roman.
As urban centers grow, both ideas and sewage are generated at a record pace. Arts and sciences flourish as military tactics and mathematical equations become as coveted as physical goods. Empires struggle to control these intangibles, however, as some might trouble their stability.
See, this panning over is supposed to show my buildings upgrading, but what it's actually showing is a construction site, which doesn't upgrade the look. Yeah, cool. I'm now Roman. Huzzah! Quite happy to be Roman. Alright. Now that we are Roman, I think maybe we just give a little bit of a
You have
poke.
my ear. Tell me what you wish to discuss.
And they have said no. So I am going to withdraw my demands. It was worth a shot, but unfortunately he said no, and that is the end of that. It is what it is. Oh, hello. Now that we're in the next era, we can see that iron is indeed what these two areas have. I want to go grab this. Iron and horses is super tempting. So we're going to immediately start on a march north. We can march a very long way as well because of the roads that connect our two peoples. Now we'll just create... Oh, we could do a triumphal arch already. I think, though, what I need is Some more food. I do not make nearly enough food in this city. Food here is probably not a great idea, though. Because it's right next to my my pyramid. Plus 20 right here. Oh my god, how is that the case? That is insane. How is that plus 20? I have no idea how that is the case. What about making our triumphal arch? That is just a straight gain. I think I'll make it there. That seems alright. Alright. Well, with that, I am going to end this episode here. We are now Roman, the next era, the classical era, and we are going to do very well, I would hope. We still have Nubians that worry me on my south border. We have an expansionist Olmecs, or they're not Olmecs anymore, are they? They are Mauryan. Expansionist Mauryan to the east, and some barbarians to our north. But we will survive, and we will thrive, because we are Roman, and that is what we do. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.